Oops. All right, got another arrow. All right, got another arrow. Oops. A lot of arrows action going on here. A lot of arrow action. Now this is the kind of board I like to see. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Thank you guys so much for clicking on the video. In today's video, we have a SULTAI style deck for you. This is a creation that I came up with based on that Grixis control deck we posted last week. I went ahead and flipped it on its head and we went with the SULTAI version of it, and I think it turned out great. I'm really excited to show you guys this. Before we get into it though, guys, before we get started, if you don't mind hitting that subscribe button, it really helps the channel grow, and I'd really appreciate it, guys. As well as if you guys want to come on over to my Twitch channel, I am live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. So come on over and say hello. The link is in the description below. I'd love to talk to you guys and discuss these decks further with you guys. With that being said, let's jump right in, talk about the deck and what we run in it, and then we'll get into some gameplay, and then at the end we'll come together again and maybe discuss some things that we might change for the deck. All right, so let's get it started. Like I said, we'll talk about what we'll change in the deck, because this is by no means a completed deck yet. This is just something I came up with. It kind of clicked when I made that Grixis deck last week. We were running a Lazav, and we were running that with Kroxa, basically making the Lazav become the Kroxa and continuously discarding our opponent until they were just taking 3 damage until they eventually died. In today's deck, we're going to be flipping that on its head, and Lazav is going to be becoming an Uro. So we're going to be playing Uro, gaining life, drawing cards, and then Lazav is eventually going to become another Uro and hopefully have multiple Uros on the field at once. And then we can actually have it the game also close out with a Loch Serpent. So for us to get to there, to get to the end game and win with our Serpent and Uros on the battlefield, we have to kind of control the opponent until we get there. So here's what I came up with. We have 2 Drown in the Lochs. This card is really good because it's so versatile. You can counter spells, but as well as you can remove creatures off the field who are maybe chump blocking you, because we don't have trample or anything like that, which is why we run the Serpent. It can be unblockable in some cases, but with the Lazav Uro, sometimes we just get chump blocked to death and we can't get through. So Drown in the Loch is a good way to remove creatures. It's a good way to counter things. Keep in mind though, the downside of this card is your opponent does need things in the graveyard in order for it to work. Typically it doesn't seem to be a problem though. We could usually our opponent we'll have some cards in the graveyard just naturally by playing their cards. Some ways to get some cards in the graveyard though is Thought Erasure. This is a card I really wanted in the deck. I really wanted to play around it and make this card good in the deck. I don't know if it quite fits yet though, guys. I have some ideas that I want to play around with, and I think Thought Erasure is going to be one of those cards that goes, but it's super good. Obviously early game, getting in their hand, figuring out what they have, taking out those key items, as well as you could surveil, which is really nice, because if you surveil into an Uro and you're lucky enough and you have a Lazav in your hand, you chuck that Uro to the graveyard, Lazav can now become an Uro. So the surveil on this is pretty nice, but overall great card. Just don't know if it quite fits in this deck. Up next, we have a growth spiral. Anytime you run blue-green, you need some growth spirals. If you want to ramp, you want to draw, it hits all the necessary components for a great card. So got to run 4 of those. You already know we're running 4 Uros. It's kind of the key to our victory here. It's the key to keeping us alive against aggro matchups. It just does so much for our deck. So 4 of those must have. And then we have 4 Neutralizes. This is where we kind of get into our control-y side of things. We want Neutralizes because if we are up against mono red, we could just cycle this, any sort of aggro matchups. But if you are up against another control deck, you want to have some counters available. Neutralize is a great way to do that. And the way we actually get full value out of our Neutralize is that we're running 4 Wilderness Reclamations. Now that this ban happened, Wilderness Reclamation is becoming one of the best cards in the meta, so I'm going to try to squeeze this card in as much as I can to as many decks as I possibly can. So this fits in here pretty nicely. We're able to hit our counter spells, our quick counter spells, removal, growth spirals, things we could play off the Wilderness Reclamation, and the Serpent is a big one. So we're able to play all of our sorcery spell cards like Thought Erasure, Extinction Event, and then on their turn we have plenty of instant speed spells that we could play. So Wilderness Reclamation is a fantastic card. Up next, we have Extinction Event, obvious for aggro decks. You want to get those out the field. Mono red, this card is great because most of their cards are 1 and 3. So you just, you call out the odd. You take out all the odd creatures on their side of the board, and hopefully hitting an annex. And because this card, it does take cards and move them to exile, so they don't trigger their abilities when they leave the battlefield. So excellent card to run. You might even be able to up a few of these, or even add some Cry of the Canariums to help with the board wipe, because aggro is one of the tougher matchups that we run into with this deck. But aggro is always tough to beat, really, with any sort of deck. And then we have Chemister's Insight. This card, obviously, to draw cards, and it has Jumpstart, so you can actually keep playing it from the graveyard, which is great. So if you want to surveil it with Thought Erasure or Discovery, you surveil that to the graveyard, you can still draw cards, which is really, really good. Up next, we do have Discovery. We're running 3 of these. Again, you surveil 2. So this card, the whole idea of this card is not only to draw cards, but you're hoping to hit Uros, Chemister's Insight, throw those in the graveyard. So not only you have a full hand of cards, but you also have them, some cards in the graveyard to mess around with. You could play things from the graveyard, or you could turn Lazav into creatures from the graveyard. So Discovery is a great way to do that. And then we have 2 Serpents. That's our closer. Serpent can't be blocked if you choose for it not to be. It also draws you cards and gains you life. So this card here is a must-have. And if your opponent gets rid of it, you can exile cards in their graveyard to keep bringing it back to your hand. It's a really good closer card for the Dimir colors. So must-have. I'd say 2 of these is good. I don't think you should run any more than 2, because you can keep bringing it back. There's no need to really run 4 of those. You should be able to hit it eventually with all your draw power and cycling through your deck. And then we have 2 Castle Vantress, which comes great with it pairs great with Wilderness Reclamation, because you could scry before your opponent's turn, and then you get all your mana back to do whatever you want with 2 islands, 2 swamps, 2 forests, and then you have all of your shock lands. Here I only have 3 Overgrown Tombs, so I did have to throw in 1 Temple of Malady, but try to hit all 4 of your colors in shock lands, 4 Triomes, and 2 Fabled Passages. And that concludes the deck, guys. I do have a sideboard. I will show you the sideboard. It's definitely unfinished. I just kind of threw this together. I haven't had a chance to play best of 3 yet, but here's an idea of what I started out with, just to give you an idea of what my thought process was. I wanted to run 3 Duresses, obviously, to get more hand hate if our opponent's running a lot of spells. Aether Gust for those quick matchups. Onboard Ego to hit. I made this deck pre-ban, so Onboard Ego really was for agents and stuff like that, but that can probably go now. This is for heavy planeswalker decks, more Extinction Events if you're up against an aggro matchup. Also aggro matchup, you can gain some life and remove some creatures off the board. And then Casualties of War, if your opponent is ramping and throwing out a lot of enchantments, whatever it may be, 1 Casualties of War to take care of a lot of those threats on the board. So that's the deck, guys. I hope you guys enjoy it. Like I said, it's a personal creation of mine, so I'm really excited about it, and I hope you guys enjoy the gameplay footage. I had a lot of fun playing this deck, and then we will get into a closing thoughts period at the end. So enjoy, guys. I hope you guys have some fun with this deck, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks. All right, I go first. I'm on the play. I love the lands. I love having Discovery. I love Uro. This is a great hand. E2 Extinction could be really relevant, could not be, you never know, but I do think this hand is pretty gas. Oh, it's mono red. Let's go. E2 Extinction is going to be amazing. Wow, we found our combo right away. That's actually pretty sick. I haven't been able to hit that yet playtesting, so I'm excited to try that out. Do we put in? Yeah, I'm gonna put Lazav in now, because he can block here. Land is always good. Plus, it has the cycling effect, so might as well keep it. Fervent Champion, okay. He does come in with an attack. That does mean he probably has a Rimrock Knight of some sort. This is not worth a block to me because this is like it's baiting me big time. He's definitely going to play like light up the stage, but he's definitely holding on to a Rimrock Knight. He wants to kill Lazav, and I can't have him killing Lazav because Lazav, yeah, see, because Lazav is going to gain us a lot more health. So, blue, Uro. Like I said, I'm gonna hold on to the Triome just because of its cycling capabilities. Lazav, like I said, is going to become Uro now next turn, and we're just going to pretty much take over the game at that point. We have 0 cards in the grave, or 1 card in the graveyard, and Uro is still gonna be coming back from the graveyard. That's such a sick combo. Such a sick combo. If you guys haven't seen the Grixis deck yet, go check it out because this is where I learned about this sort of thing with the Lazav combo with these Titans. It's so sick. Let's do you. Could hit Extinction Event right now, but I'd rather get the Uro going. Perfect. And let's just discover. Don't need a land. Don't need a counter. Looking for I don't know, what are we looking for? Maybe a serpent? So every time we attack now we're gaining life, so I think we're pretty much set up for victory here. Mono red is gonna have a tough time beating this combo if we can get it to hit. That's totally fine. E2 Extinction, it takes out all 3 of these, and it sends them to exile, so no tokens. No tokens for you, sir. Oh, but I hit myself. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. I did not think that went through. That's okay though. We could still, we'll counter his next play. Wow, I can't believe I just did that, guys. I forgot Uro was 3. I'm so used to playing the Croxa version of this deck, where Croxa is only 2. Screwed myself there. He's just playing this straight up. Yeah, we'll counter that. Sure. We have enough in the graveyard to recast Uro, though, so we're fine. We are good to go. Honestly, I think that still was a good play though, because we really did need to get those satyrs and stuff off the board, so it could have been a pretty big problem to deal with in the future. Enter tapped. We have growth spiral, so we want to be able to play that. I'm okay with this hand. It's a lot of draw power, a lot of extra land ramp. Yeah, that was some might see that as a fat misplay, but the more I'm looking at the situation, I don't think it was that bad of a play, actually. Yes. He can kill this. He can kill this, and I only have 1 card in the graveyard. I do end up killing both of his creatures, though, which is great. And I get another card. I can Chemister Insight. Is it worth attacking? I think it is. I want the extra card. I just want to keep drawing. I want to keep drawing until I find a serpent, something like that. I'm going to do it. I'm going to put the pressure on him. You know what I just drew? A Drown in the Loch, so it looks like we're good to go. We got very lucky there. That was a pretty nasty card to pick up there. Because if he wants to block, we're good. No blocks, huh? Okay. Let's see. How many cards in his graveyard? Just 1? Oh, actually, he's only got 1 card in his graveyard. Okay, that's actually not as good as I thought. Let's do this. Let's do this. Man, we have such good value with drawing. Actually, I might want that. Let's play that right now. See what's up. Oh, yeah. Drown in the Loch just became sick. Okay. Yeah, we'll keep another Drown in the Loch. Because now we got 2 cards in the graveyard. Both of these are now potential targets. Whichever one he wants to Embercleave is going to get killed. Wow, this is actually coming together really nice, this game. Okay. Here's where he pumps his Runaway Steamkin with the 4 mana. Drops his Embercleave. Kill you. No Embercleave for you. I had to be real careful with that one. That's why I kind of went quiet there. I need to be real careful with how I was tapping that. Let's just attack first, see what happens. See what card we get. Ooh, we got Reclamation. Okay, that's a good card. It's a very good card. Is he gonna double block? No, he takes it. Okay. That seems very risky. I'm gonna play this now because I also can play it at instant speed as well. Another Lazav for our blocker. This is good. Let's just throw that away. No need for that. And our mana's open again, guys. Wilderness Reclamation coming in clutch. Mana's open. Whatever he wants to attach that Embercleave to is getting removed from the game. We have enough to hit the Annex now, so gonna do that. And that's game. Let's go, guys. We beat Mono Red pretty handily. Let's go. That was fun. Oh yeah, this deck's gonna be fun, guys. This is a good hand. It's a very good hand, but it's trouble. It's trouble because I need another land here. This can go, but other than that, the hand is pretty sweet. Hopefully we hit the land. Every time I've ever said that, we've never hit the land, so feeling pretty worried. We hit it. Let's go. Okay. Okay. Going to be able to get our combo going. I want that. I want that. Surveil. I actually could throw this to the graveyard because it has Jumpstart. Check this out. Boom. I still get to keep it. Still get to keep it, and we also get to try to hit another land. Let's go. Let's freaking go. Next turn, we could turn Lazav. Here's a tricky part, guys. Oh, okay, good. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. This gets a little tricky. We could turn Lazav into an Uro here for 3, but we wouldn't be able to play Wilderness. I could play Wilderness. I think that's the better play. I think playing Wilderness here is better than just turning Lazav into an Uro right out of the gate. Let's drop. Yeah, let's drop this because we can counter his next play. Okay, or he's just gonna counter me. That's fine. That's fine because he can't counter my Uro play when I become an Uro. So that's fine if he wants to play that game. Let's try it again. I'm willing to keep trying this. I've drawn out all his counters. That's fine. Wilderness isn't my main objective at the moment. It's really the Uro. I was just hoping to get that out so I could feel comfortable with my counters in hand. And he's got Death Touch. Are you kidding me? All right, well, that just happened. That just happened. We gotta eat to extinction here. But who's to say it's not gonna get countered, you know? You know what I want to do, actually? I'm gonna flash in the Lochmere Serpent. That's what we'll do. We're gonna end our turn, and he's gonna play something on our end step here, because that's how they work. And then, or if he doesn't, that's fine too, but I want to play Lochmere Serpent when his mana is exposed. Let's try this, see what happens. All right, that's pretty solid. Okay. That opens up an Extinction Event, and I can counter whatever he wants to play to stop it from happening. Yeah, let's get his hand emptied out here. He lets it happen. Interesting. Okay. That's fine. Happy to play that game. Definitely countering that octopus. That octopus is his like saving grace as far as his draw power. These guys are not going to be fun because they're going to be able to start drawing cards too. But let's do Uro maybe. Get our life back up. No, probably play the Lazav because it can just turn into Uro. Let's do that. All right, sweet. It resolves. I honestly didn't expect that. Throw that to the graveyard as well. And we will Thought Erasure his hand because he's exposed. Definitely taking Gadwick here. I really wanted to take his counter spell, but Gadwick was just about to draw him some cards. We can't have him drawing cards. That is the absolute worst thing that can happen, is him drawing cards. All right, let's do 3. Auto pay's fine. Swing in. Gaining some life. Play another one. He's probably gonna counter this one. That's fine. Oh, he doesn't. Okay. We're looking pretty good, guys. We are looking pretty good. All right, his draw engine's on board. His sailors can now draw cards, which isn't great. We do have a serpent that can come in at flash speed though, and it can't be blocked if I choose for it to be, so I'm pretty happy with where we're sitting at right now. Okay, he lets it go through. I'm just gonna pay 2 for this. I'm not gonna bother counting up the mana here. I think we're good. I think we just play the Serpent on Flash because he's gonna draw a card here. Yep. Play the Serpent on Flash. Good to go. Good to go. That should seal the deal, I think. Serpent can't be blocked if I want it to be so. He will have to find some sort of removal. I will probably have to find a counter. Okay, well, he just decides to concede. I don't know why, because he had Heartless Axe, so you know he's running removal. He had Murderous Rider. He could have got rid of that Serpent, but I was honestly hoping to like just maybe draw a card with the Serpent and then Chemisters inside that card. Just keep digging and looking for some sort of counter spell, but it worked out, guys. Playing the Serpent when they were tapped out was the key to victory. I love it. Here we go. We're up against lands. Ooh, I like this hand a lot. A lot of ramp and a lot of draw power. Sitting on 3 lands as well. You can't be upset about that. Can't be upset about that. And then we're on the play too. Yeah, this is good. This is strong. Oh, it's mono red again? Why are we seeing so much mono red today? I mean, I'll take it. We're fine with that, but... Gonna spiral. Yep. He can have it. We're gonna need to find E to Extinction in this game, this matchup, so gonna have to dig really hard for that. Uro should help us a lot though, with mitigating some of the damage with our life gain. Reclamation solid. Don't need 2 though. We don't really need 2 in this deck. Uro. Okay, let's do this first. Uro. Enters tapped. And then next turn we can Reclamation and play Discovery. And then our mana opens right back up for Chemister's Insight. So I definitely think that was the way to go. This is really unfortunate. We really got to find E to Extinction. It would be super clutch though if we can do it. Let's go this. Make sure the mana's right. Yeah, that's fine. All right, we can honestly use that Uro. That Uro's pretty solid. Binning this though. Do we just bin both though? Think about it, Matthew. How many cards in the graveyard? 2. So this would put 4. Yeah, that's not enough. I think we have to keep the Uro. Keep the Uro for the 3 life gain. We're gonna need it. We're gonna need that life gain. Chemister's Insight's gonna help here a lot. We gotta find that E to Extinction though. I'm telling you. If we can find that, it's GG's. That's 100% GG's. He's only sitting on 2 lands right now. If he finds, I just realized if he finds a Cavalcade though, that would not be good. Chemister's Insight has to hit something big here. Come on. I know you got it in you. It's sorcery speed too, so we have to find it now because we can't play it at instant speed. Yikes, we're gonna cycle that big time. Oh no, oh no. We're struggling. We got one more shot at this. One last shot at this. Let's do, yeah. That's unfortunate. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage on board. We can play Uro now though. Ooh, that's pretty solid. We can play Uro, but if we play Uro, we get the 3 life, which will probably keep us alive to the next turn. But if we play Uro, we're getting rid of some cards in the graveyard that are important. Maybe another Uro. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, get rid of the other Uro. Keep the Chemister's Insight. I'm gonna play the Breeding Pool because we want to keep the Triumphs available for cycling. We could cycle a few times here on our turn, or on his turn. No Cavalcade, no Cavalcade. Come on. That's fine. That's fine. I am gonna do this now though. There it is. The most beautiful card I've ever seen. All right. And another Uro. Let's go. That's gonna be a problem. Oh wait, no, that's odd. Oh, I thought that was even for some reason. Oh, let's go. Let's go. We might just make it out of this alive. Sure, we'll block you. Here we go, baby. Here we go. Unfortunately, this kills our Uro though. We've done this once before, so we're gonna swing in first. Let me just make sure I do this 100% correctly. Swing in first, gain our life. He's not gonna block it. That's fine. We don't want you to block it. We're gonna hit odd here. Sayonara to the whole field. Yep, and he scoops it up. Let's go, dudes. That was a tough one, man. We really had to dig for that Extinction Event. I wish the deck could fit in like 3 at least, but the way it's set up right now, I feel like we really hit a sweet spot. As far as, you know, drawing cards and healing and everything. So I don't think we could squeeze in a third one, unfortunately, for best of 1, but holy cow, that was clutch. All right, interesting starting hand. I'm going to keep it. I don't want to keep it, but I'm going to keep it because we have a 2-drop that can find us more mana if we need it, and we have a bunch of Uros, which we can't turn down a handful of Uros, you know. We're on the turn, or the play, so that's good. On the play. The only thing that would make this hand better is that if this was a growth spiral, I'd be pretty happy. But look at that. Would you look at that? Now it gets a little tough though. Do we play the growth spiral and hope we hit a land, or do we surveil or discover and more likely hit our land? I think we need to guarantee the land drop, or not guarantee, but get as close as possible to hitting our land drop. So discovery is the way to go. Yeah, see, we were pretty far from land. All right, good. We hit it. We hit it. Growth spiral would have missed, and then it would have just been a draw for 2. That would have been no good. Is this a mono white deck? I haven't seen one of these in a minute. Let's get that 3 life right back. Pretty close to being able to play our Serpent. That's pretty good. Got to draw 1 more land here, and then we can get a 2 land drops on this next turn and look at getting our Serpent out quickly. Filling up our graveyard pretty quick too, which is nice because we can get Uro back out on the field pretty soon. That life gain is going to be a bit of a problem. Play that Uro, drop our Triome, pass the turn, and then we have a growth spiral ready to go. We should have played the Watery Grave there, guys. That was a mistake. The one time I don't actually listen to myself, because we could have had a counter open, which could come in handy depending on what they play here. I'm just feeling blessed that we haven't seen in a Johnny yet, so. Oof, that's pretty solid. Enter Stapped. No need to shock us here. We play the Reclamation here, and then Serpent can come out on their turn during attack step, surprise them. We can actually play this and then play Sorcery Speed, Growth Spiral. Get the most value out of our hand. Beautiful. And pass turn. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Am I counting that right? 4, 8, 7, 4, 5, 6. I can't play both, unfortunately. But we could kill something with the Serpent, and that'll feel pretty good. Hopefully we could kill the Linden here. Yes. Let's kill the Linden. Stop the bleeding too, because we are taking quite a bit of damage. Again, super blessed that we haven't run into an Ajani yet, though. It's kind of weird to see all these like decks again, like mono red, mono white. with the ban, I'm pretty sure that's why we're seeing all of these, which I'm glad. I mean, I'm glad we're kind of reverting a little bit back, but would like to see some new stuff. I can't play my Neutralize, which kind of stinks. In case he's up to something fishy here. What could he be up to, though, honestly? I mean, he might have some sort of pump spells, Chemister Blessing. Yeah, fight is one, but that's not going to kill my Serpent, which is all I really care about. I'm fine with that. I am A-okay. We're gonna do this ability, actually. We're gonna sacrifice a swamp here, and we're gonna draw ourselves a card and gain a life. That's the beauty of us being able to ramp so much, is that we can actually start getting a little loosey-goosey with our sacrificing of lands. Love seeing a Lazav. Love seeing it. Things just got real. The combo is about to hit, my friend. The combo is about to go down. He knows, he knows. Thank you, sir. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And that's the beauty of this deck too. I don't know if you guys have saw the last video that we posted with the Grixis and we had the Croxa out, but you can actually still turn Lazav into Uro, and they're both legendary, but they can both stay on the field. It's a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing. Time to start getting some damage in. They're probably going to let a lot of this go. I mean, they're at 34 health, so we got a lot of work to do. Oh, he is going to chump. Okay. I'm cool with that. And Reclamation is going to open up our mana for both our counters to be viable, so there's not much they can do. They can't really play anything. We've got them locked down. About to have 2 Uros on the field at the same time with 1 Lochmere Serpent. It's gonna get pretty crazy. It's gonna get pretty crazy. What a card to counter to. What a card to counter. Man, I really wanted to show you guys, man, having 2 Uros and a Lazav and a Lochmere Serpent. Dang, I was hoping he was gonna let us play that out. That was a fun one though. GG's. I don't know, guys. Deck feels like it's pretty locked in. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Other than that Winota matchup, we did pretty damn good so far. I like this hand a lot, actually. I like that we finally have a Reclamation in hand on the start. I will say this though too, we have been going first almost every game, which is kind of odd. So that's kind of lucky. But I still like the way the deck's feeling. The way we've been able to ramp up and heal ourselves with the Uro. This deck is pretty solid. I definitely wouldn't say it's tier 1. By no means, this is not tier 1. That's why we ran into Winota and Winota ran us over. But still a really fun deck. And it's definitely competitive. You could definitely, I think, tune this up even a little bit more and get yourselves a few strong wins on the ladder. I really like these sleeves. What is our opponent up to? Orzhov, okay. Okay, I see you. We're going to be able to play Wilderness on turn 3, which is incredible. And we're not seeing any blue from our opponent, so no counters. Let's go. Let's go, champ. Doesn't really matter. Both are shock lands, so. Pay 2 here, get our Reclamation out, and say go. Now we have a counter held up as well as a Chemister's Insight. I never thought I'd be running this card again. I'm happy that it's feels good in this deck. Feels really good because it's instant speed. I like it a lot, and I like that it adds to the graveyard, and we can keep playing it. It's fantastic. Taking 2 here, that's fine. Honestly, I love seeing this much land. That third one though, a little much. We'll play Lazav. And then we're looking for an Uro now. Ideally, put the Uro straight to the graveyard from here. Too much land. Way too much land, my friend. Crusader, if it attacks, I mean, what are they running here? They're running... It looks like a Knight's deck to me, but how many pump spells do they run? You know? Ooh, that's pretty good. Do I want to just let that happen? Not really. Not really. We might get lucky and find an Uro, so I'd rather try to hang on to it if I can. Might have been a waste of a counter, but I'm fine with that. Man, so much land and wilderness in my hand. Oh, that has menace. I didn't even realize. Well, that's kind of silly of me. All right, let's do 2, 4. This will be our 6th land, so we can play Serpent on their turn to block. This will enter in tapped, and we can play this. Let's just do it now. We don't ever really need 2 wilderness, so let's just go ahead and dump that. Okay. I like the growth spiral, but I'm not going to be able to play it this turn, unfortunately. No attacks. So much land. Okay. We'll take it, I guess. Land is never bad. It's bad if you don't find land, so. Gonna kill this Crusader this turn, though. Gonna double block here. Man, you got to be really aware of these little icons in the bottom left. Sometimes I don't pay attention to them and gets me in trouble, as you saw. I thought it, I did not know I had menace. It threw me off there on that attack. Now, we are at the mercy of a pump spell that could kill our Lazav. Probably won't be able to kill our Serpent. Not that big. I'm going to let that go. I wanted to double block and kill the Stormfist, but obviously we have another Lazav, so it'd be kind of silly to counter it when we can just play another one. But I wanted to catch him off guard with the Serpent and really kill that Crusader. That's unfortunate. That might have been a mistake not to counter. Let's do this. Don't need that, don't need that. Really trying to find an Uro here, come on. Growth spiral. There's an Uro. There's my Uro. Guess we just play it now. But no, I think we're gonna get more. Yeah, we're gonna get more if we play Lazav now. We'll get a lot more actually. Because if we played the Uro, we're gonna get our 3 health or whatever in our land. But the following turn we'd play Lazav and it wouldn't be able to attack. So we want to play Lazav now, let the Summoning Sickness settle, and then we'll be able to attack next turn and play Uro. So gaining 6 health. No attacks. We want to be able to block. And we have a counter held up, so we should be pretty good here. He's not going to attack. He's not going to attack unless he has a pump spell, which is fine. We'll neutralize it. So I think we're back in business, guys. I think this game just stabilized for us. I'm really shocked at how big his hand has been. He's had a full hand this entire game, and he hasn't really played much. A lot of removal, but I mean, not even a lot of removal, but no creatures. I would expect him to play a lot more creatures than this. If he attacks, it's an obvious... Drown in the Loch can kill that. I'd rather counter something a little more... Sorry, this General Kudrow, he has a lot going on and a lot to think about. All right, that's fine. I'd rather counter a pump type spell, so hopefully the Crusader swings in thinking he can kill my Lazav. That would be cool. All right, that's an easy counter. That's an easy counter. And then if he swings in, I could kill his Kudrow, and he'll lose that 1/1 counter, and my Lazav will be just fine. So, nope, doesn't want to swing in, and that's fine. Yeah, we're gonna kill the Kudrow. The Stormfist Crusader is not gonna bother me too much anymore because we are going to be able to just keep healing over and over with Uro. Drop that Uro. Oops. All right. Got another Uro. All right. Got another Uro. Oops. A lot of Uro action going on here. A lot of Uro action. Now this is the kind of board I like to see. This is my kind of board. Uro, go ahead and do your thing. That's a good card. And I was gonna say, we know a counter's coming up too, so even if something were to happen there, we could spiral, get that counter whatever it is that he wanted to play. So that was a heck of a run, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that gameplay, and we'll break it down and talk about the deck a little bit more before we go. But man, oh man, am I having fun with this thing. And it's something I'm proud of because I haven't seen it around. This is something I actually just sat down and thought of myself, and it's kind of rare for me to do, so I'm pretty happy about it. Let's go. All right, guys, so that is the deck in a nutshell. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay footage. This deck is a lot of fun. Like I said, this is by no means a tier 1 deck. You're not going to win every single game. You're not going to probably get the mythic with this, but I do think it has a lot of potential to be competitive with a few changes. I haven't figured out what those changes are yet, but I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. So definitely let me know what you guys think. I will give you some top of mind ideas right away. I went ahead and cloned the deck and made another version of it, so we could show you what I mean. This right here is more refined, and I feel like might get us to where we want to be a little bit easier. We did drop, what did we drop? We dropped Drown in the Loch, and we dropped Thought Erasure like I was discussing before. We did up our discovery by 1 more, and then we added in 2 Tyrant Scorn and 3 Heartless Act. My thing is, when I did lose with this deck after the video was made, I continued playing this deck. The matchups we lost to the most were creature based. Mardu Knights, Gruul, Mono Red, and I was getting tired of losing to those decks, so I figured I needed more spot removal. We didn't really run into a whole lot of control matchups, so Drown in the Loch wasn't really helping us out a whole ton, so I went ahead and just dropped all of that, added in some more spot removal. And I do feel like this deck is performing a lot better now, a little more consistent. There's still some things that I need to hit on and touch up, so we'll see. We'll see where this ends up. I'm really excited about it. But I hope you guys, again, enjoyed the deck, enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'd really appreciate it. And then let me know what you guys think of the deck and what things you might change to help this deck become any better. But let me know, and then also maybe let me know what you guys want to see next. I'm having trouble thinking of deck ideas other than going through all the tier 1 style decks that are already out there and discussing those. Those seem to do really well, and a lot of people seem to be interested in those, so maybe we'll just keep that going. But let me know. I do want to hit Jund Sacrifice. I want to hit Wilderness Reclamation, even though we just did a video on that. It is obviously making a comeback thanks to the bans, and I want to do Bant, Control, Ramp, a lot of different ideas, but all of those decks are out there already. They're tier 1, so let me know. I'm curious to know what you guys think. But thank you so much if you made it this far into the video. I really appreciate it, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, guys.